Old line watches. Doop-a-doop-a-doobie-doop-boop-a-doobie-doop-boop. Hello, welcome to another episode of Old Line Watches. With you as always is me, Jeremy, your old man from the old line state of Maryland. Today we're going to be doing a review of, where to put it? The Maxton V2, a fine piece from McDowell Time. Before we get started, like we do with most reviews, I'm gonna do a quick shout out. I'd like to thank Tom W, John A, and David H. Much love, thank you very much. Appreciate the subscriptions. Today's wrist check is the Antilles. Been wearing the heck out of this thing. It was my latest one from the keeper box. Probably gonna be heading back in the next couple of days so I can get whatever's coming for April. Normally this is where I would talk about the current giveaway, except there isn't a current giveaway due to some logistical trouble I'm working on with the prizes for the now upcoming giveaway, which will be airing on Thursday. So stay tuned for that one. We still run for the full 2 weeks. No one's missing out, so that all is going to be fine. As usual, check the description for links to this watch. Actually, this watch is not even out yet. It is going to be released on Wednesday, March 30th, the McDowell Time website. I will be providing linkages for that. Go get it. It's good stuff. But yeah, also any affiliate codes, referral codes, coupon codes, any of that kind of stuff. Always check the description. There might be something cool in there. There might not. I don't know. The AliExpress sale is this week, so I'm going to put some stuff in there for that too. That's going to be looking good. All right, so let's do this thing where I tell you I'm going to turn the camera around and I just set everything up somewhere else completely, and then I come back here to film again. All right, so what we've got here is the Maxton V2 from McDowell Time, assembled in Maryland by Maryland Watchworks, the same fine folks that bring you Sal Baltimore and Hager watches. Great local company, local watchmaker. They do fantastic work. They also repair watches, so if you have anything you need to getting fixed, reach out to them. They'll be glad to help you. Starting off, this is a 39 millimeter case with a 42.5 including the crown, a lug to lug of 48, nice and compact, lug width of 22 tapering down to 20. Is 13 millimeters thick, weighing in at 161 grams, sized for my 6 3/4 inch wrist. It is powered by a Miyota 6S20 chronograph movement. I do believe it is the same one, or at least in the same class as the Lunar Pilot for Bulova, who is owned by Citizen, who owns Miyota. Case and bracelet are 316 stainless steel. On the top of the case here, we've got radial brushing, straight brushing on the top of the lugs, which I really like because it matches to the bracelet instead of being kind of incongruous when they do the radial brushing on the lugs. Nice horizontal brushing along the sides here. On top of this thing, we have a single dome sapphire with anti-reflective coating and a little bit of fuzz there. That's much better. The main crown is signed push-pull, 6.5 mil in diameter. Does seem to have a ghost position. I don't know if that's a date thing or just because of the weird crown positioning you have to do if you have to reset any of the chronos. So maybe it's just there for that, but either or, just figured it's worth mentioning. The rectangular pushers here are, let's get a little focus, there we go, are 3.4 mil by 5.9 mil and polished, unlike everything else here. So it's kind of a nice little touch there. They go well with everything's here. The case back is screw down with a really cool checkered flag motif because this is a racing chronograph. Basic stat line, stainless steel, 100-meter water resistant, Japanese movement. They really should put Maryland assembled on there. Did they put that on the front? No. Show your pride there, boys. Yeah, probably just a decision about this particular model. We'll get to that in a minute. And for the bracelet, we have female end link, solid end link, Nice articulated H-link bracelet with screw pin sets. We have a 100% milled scissor style clasp with the Maxton name and McDowell Time logo, 3 holes of micro adjust, and a useful diver's extension, because this thing actually ratchets to exactly where you want it, down to like even just a tiniest bit of like, oh, it's a little warm, let me just add a little bit, you know? Makes for the perfect size. Very, very easy. On to the dial. McDowell had help from Wes Tillman of Volta Watch Design to help out with this really cool race car instrument panel vibe they got going on with this, which is just an absolute stunner. We've got applied indices all around with a baton style, with the double one at the 12 and truncated ones at 369 to accommodate the sub dials. We have Fotina loom in those indices. Normally I'm not a big fan of Fotina because it doesn't really glow as brightly, but it fits the color scheme so well to have done it with that kind of pseudo orangish Fotina that I really like it. We got the McDowell logo and the Maxton name printed up at the 12. We have recessed chrono sub dials at 3, 6, and 9. At the 3, we have the millisecond sub dial. Let's go ahead and the millisecond sub dial runs for 30 seconds and then stops spinning, but does continue to count. So after the 30 seconds has elapsed and you stop the chronograph, it will still display the milliseconds there. We've got a running seconds at 6, and then we have a 60-minute chrono timer at 9. And if you look at the various textures, let me see if I can even zoom in further without causing any kind of too much loss of focus here. If you look, the texture there on those subdials is just ridiculous, along with the cool like red zoney type of well, orange zones they did on the 60-minute chrono there. All very, very awesome. Got pretty basic stick hands for the hours and minutes, and kind of pointer hands for the seconds and the subdials, all of which are loomed though. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hands all loomed, which is pretty cool. We have a ceramic tachymeter bezel that is also loomed. Wait till you see that. In fact, yeah, look at that. That's just silly. Let's here we go. You can actually watch the chrono running with everything else here. Look at all of that delicious loom. But you can also see what I mean there. The tachymeter loom is a lot brighter than the Fotina loom on the indexes there. But meh, not something I'm complaining about. As you can see on the wrist, it is just stunning. It looks great. It fits great. It's the bracelet, even though it's brushed, is just popping with shiny, and the whole thing is just a complete stunner. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, it's just killing me. So good. All right, let's go to whoosh, props and slops. All right, props and slops. All right, so for the props, and the dial and design here, the collaboration between Wes Tillman and Bill McDowell on this dial is just silly. The whole retro kind of, I don't know, like I think like James Dean, Paul Newman, like those kind of, you know, those badasses of Hollywood driving. It just really has got that retro vibe just down. And this cushion case here was designed by Bill McDowell. This is not a an ape off of someone else's case design or anything like that. This is 100% him, which is just a fantastic, fantastic design. Really, really comfortable. The lugs and bracelet, like the way they sit together, the way you fold it in there, the way they align, like look at that. Look at that. Yeah, that's it's a small thing, it's a small detail, but it really shows. There's no wiggle in the end links. It's all just awesome. And also the ability to just really just hone in your size and adjust on the fly based on weather, temperature, things like that. It's really exceptional, and I'm really glad to have it. But while we're on that subject, it's a little bit of a slop too, because it's just so big, and I'm happy to have it, but it is big. It's chunky, it's weighty. It adds to the, I mean, look how much, it's almost as big as the watch. It's a big clasp. It's worth it, but it is kind of a negative point about it. Got to stay with it, honestly. Another one, it's heavy. As you saw, it's a chunky boy. It's a little bit heavier than I would have expected, particularly for quartz power, but still, I rather dig it. But my biggest slop is the hands. They are kind of dull, flat, lifeless, like even the chronos, like it's all just kind of, I don't know, polish them a little bit. I mean, this was probably a design choice. It just does not resonate with me. I'm pretty sure, like I said, this was done on purpose, but it just, it falls flat with me a little bit. But I mean, you've got to get like this close to actually notice it or care. Like when you're dealing with this at the regular viewing distance, it looks just fine. It looks better than fine. Well, let's turn around for some final thoughts here. So that has been the Maxton V2, a outstanding timepiece, and I have zero reasons to tell you, just, you know, any reason to not get it, just get it. It's awesome. I'm a fan, you know, showing that Maryland love, obviously, but it's just top to bottom. It's a fantastic piece, and for the price, you can't beat it. You really just can't. So yeah, go get it. Tell Bill I sent you. Till next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and this has been your old man from the Old Line State, signing off.